Hello, my fellow schizotypals. What up, no? Did you hear that noise? And welcome back to Highlight with Carlisle Fletcher. We have a whole day of content. We got 24 episodes of whole fucking content. Isn't that crazy? First 5 episodes are really bad, so I wouldn't recommend them. But still, that's a whole day of content. Isn't that something? Isn't that crazy? Today we're just gonna be exploring the internet and then going through some stuff, and we're going back to Minecraft. I'm sorry, I'm addicted. And I think, so the reason why I've been bringing Minecraft into the show so much is that, first off, I think it is a generational gap bridger, so it's like I think it does help keep tension. But also I think it is an excellent model for urbanism and like things like that, where it's just like you can see what's more pleasant through Minecraft and just walking around, which I think is a really important thing to just show to people who might not necessarily have seen alternatives to the exurban 5-lane highway lifestyle. Anyways, that's what the plan is for the show. This is the William Boney. That's the Droughts. And today, we got another package. So today we're going to be opening up from Colleen, so from the band. But this is going to be Thank You, I'm Sorry's record. Fuck yeah. There we go. So, that is another record I've showed on the show. I played this on the show. Love it to pieces. It's fucking awesome. It's also going on the wall. We'll put him over William Boney for this episode. Well, actually, let's see how that vinyl looks. Another really pretty record. I really love the splatter. I really love the colors on this piece. So, of course, I'm happy with the pickup. I've been putting these people on the show, so I figured it would be good to build up the wall in the background with all the people that I think everybody should have as required listening. So, because obviously I think my people are underrated. Cool. Anyways, let's put me in my corner. It is so fucking hot. I'm also wearing an entirely black shirt, so that might be my fault. But let's see. What are we looking at? We got the Google Scholar open. I should probably go on the other side of the screen. I do this because obviously there's not as much over here. I gotta sneeze. No, I don't. I don't have to sneeze because I stopped it. Anyways, so something I thought was interesting. I was just looking at stuff before the show, but so this is the idea of inhibitory effect on alpha glucosidase. So this is a carbohydrate hydrolyzing enzyme. And what they found was that it had a moderate inhibitory effect against a yeast, and was stable in gastric and intestinal fluids. But it shows that this is like potential to help with diabetes, which I thought was really interesting. So I would suggest somebody look into this that is more educated and less asleep than I am. Because, yeah, I don't know. So, and this is another study that I found is interesting. This was 2020. This is also adorable. I do love Do love the scene. Do love the band. But so this is about artists and psychoactive substance. So out of 118 participants, artist and non-artist, so artists scored significantly higher on substance use than other professionals. Women reported less psychoactive substance use compared to men. Which I think we should also... What's really interesting is when J-Reg, Junior Egg, was talking about how men are more likely to express psychosis or psychotic behavior, even if we're talking about male and female schizophrenics. So almost all participants were found to consume alcohol, and 83% consumed tobacco. Now give me a number. So artists use cannabis, cocaine, amphetamine, and hallucinogens at significantly higher rates. The number of times that they used it was higher. And they use more cannabis and alcohol. So they selected artists in 9 fine arts fields. Fascinating. Just fascinating. I don't really know what to make of it. I just figured it would be interesting. That's basically what I'm doing here. So, like, what's up with this is about trends in intellectual property rights. So, like, what's going on with property rights in this industry? How low am I in the screen? Oh, yeah, that's fine. I still am definitely in screen. Yes, I do have resting leg syndrome. Utility patents, plant breeders' rights. So that's going to be for your cultivar. Plant patents, or I guess that one. See, plant varieties, not plant strains. Plant varieties, cultivated varieties, cultivar. This is fascinating, but I'm going to have to read this. So the patent family filing rose over 6-fold. So 600% increase. 26% in the USA, 12 in Canada, or 12 in Europe, 10 in Canada, and 7 in Australia. 10 in Canada is fucking huge, because you have to understand that Canada has less people than California alone. And the UK has double the population of California, but less of an economy. So when you're looking at that, Canada, again, so Canada's half the size of England. And England's smaller than Germany. So, you know, like Germany and France are massive, yet Canada has 10%. They almost have half of what we have, and we have almost 10 times the people that they have. So there's your filings per year in medical cannabis. And then there's the geographics of it. It really looks like Aussie. What's this light blue? So we got USA, Australia, and other. So we're America. That's other. So other is the biggest one, but then it's, I don't know. This just looks so funny to me. I really wish they were using cultivar instead of strain. Exploiting the relatively low technology barrier to qualify for plant patent protection. They do this by protecting varieties for, again, they're using varieties here, for morphological trait uniqueness, while in practice protecting the therapeutic or pharmacological value of the plant variety. Okay, interesting. So people are trying to do a they're saying that we have a unique plant, but they're really just locking it down for its chemical compounds rather than its morphological trait uniqueness, which is what is easier to get a patent for. Seed and crop protection. Midstream technologies. downstream technologies. But obviously we're going up as the field gets bigger. Oh my god. GW Pharmaceuticals is filing them patents, huh? Okay. Oh. That's scary. Okay, so the overall patent monopolization in the field has been on a downward trend. Good. So let's switch over to here. This is a study on discourses on medical cannabis in Swedish newspaper. What are they doing? Cannabis is so the discourse around cannabis is constructed around crime, health, and social problems. Although the later materials also carry discourse that link cannabis towards recreation and the economy. Analysis discourse on cannabis in the Swedish press in relation to legalization and finds that a debate around the pros and cons of cannabis is established. This is linked to the international reporting on cannabis legislation and provides certain legitimacy to pro-cannabis perspectives. Moreover, shows that the Swedish press has difficulties in problematizing the economic potentials that are linked to legal cannabis. Business arguments thus become a way to highlight the benefits of cannabis, which provides certain discursive power to business actors. Taken together, these studies show that the Swedish news media have, to a certain extent, adapted to international trends concerning cannabis, which has opened a space for a richer debate about cannabis. So this looks like it's like relatively late, because it's like talking about it like back in 2012, but it looks like they have a similar atmosphere that we do, which makes sense. Something else. So this guy is from Google Scholar. He's a professor of psychiatry, verified. But what's going on here? Let's just look at this real quick. So mental health problems are highly prevalent in people with type 1 diabetes, which adversely impact physical health and quality of life. So the study aimed to explore the experiences of people with it who had completed the mental health in diabetes optimal health program, a novel intervention developed to bridge the gap between physical and mental health care. Participants with type 1 diabetes were invited to take part in the focus group or semi-structured interviews. Participants were recruited from outpatient and community settings. The focus group and interviews were audio recorded and transcribed verbatim. Therapeutic context analysis was used, and identified themes were cross-validated by researchers and members checked by participants. 10 patients with type 1 diabetes were included. So, I mean, it looks like they're trying to find like a program there. That's interesting. And then he's doing, treating schizophrenia. Australian and New Zealand. Okay. Clozapine and olanzapine are associated with the most weight gain, while aproprazole, lurazidone, and zorazidone appear almost weight neutral. Weight gain has been accepted as a proxy for metabolic side effects. This is almost always distressing to patients in itself and increases the chance of a wide array of weight gain-associated comorbidities. It is often of particular importance to younger patients experiencing the first episode of psychosis with negative impact on body image and self-esteem. That's that shit I was talking about. Fuck yeah. Yeah, because this is exactly what I was saying, is that it's like when you're talking about these young people that you're giving antipsychotics and these things that cause weight gain, like this is somebody going through their fucking puberty, dude, and you're going to like radically change their body. Do you know how much that's going to fuck up their brain, especially in a way that society doesn't exactly like, you know, reward? So, yes, love this study. I'll try to track that down. David Castle, you're a fucking man, dude. Also working in this fucking cannabis space. Hell yeah, this is all from 2021 too. I'm going to see if I can reach out to him. Because, hell yeah. He's doing, like, more metabolic work. Yeah, I'm going to reach out to this guy and ask, maybe if he even wants to do an interview on the show, because all of this is such necessary and relevant work to what we discuss. Because again, we are big on the holistic attitude of life. Diabetes is a terrible condition that is often genetic and stunting in itself, but there are ways to work around it, like maybe don't drink soda, maybe walk, maybe drink water. Schizophrenia, similar things, and it's not like about removing medication, it's about the idea of trying to implement it in the best possible way. I had this really interesting thing. So I was in a party at the Russell Industrial Center back in 2-3 years ago, and I met this woman named Kate. And Kate is a Canadian, but she'd spent all of her professional life as a nurse in extensive care units for mental patients. And what she discussed with me while we were talking, because I'm at a party, of course I'm not having fun, I'm discussing really intricate things with people who are I find professionals, and we talk about the industry, because that's I'm a fucking nerd. But anyways, what we had, it was a discussion about schizophrenia, where you see these people on these pills, and it's literally ruining their body. It's wasting away. Their muscles are atrophying. They're like not having, their physical health is going down, but it does maintain their mental health to a point which they are not only consenting to, but want. It's like the patients themselves are very grateful that the medicine makes their brain behave a little bit better, So that's where it's a very interesting conversation, where it's like if the patient is willing to risk their own physical health for mental improvement, and the pills do this, then it is within their choice. It is within their adult independence to do so. So that's where I think that it's a very interesting conversation, because it's like I'm personally a holistic advocate, and I think that if there's any ways that you can improve your life through things that are non-chemical, do so. But at the same time, if chemical intervention really does help people, even with negative side effects, and they choose to do it, that's totally up to them. That's totally their prerogative, and they're free to make the lifestyle choices that they want. They should just do so knowingly. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to track down this guy. He's got schizophrenia, bipolar, cannabis, body. Like, oh, this is high lit, baby. That's high lit. What else do we got going on? Did I check out all this shit? Yeah, because we got the potential diabetes treatment. Was this David? No, it wasn't. And we got achievement among artists. This is fascinating. Just some general trends. What's this one? Oh yeah, how things are getting sorted out and how we're talking about it. So I think that was generally something that I think that works together as a segment. Just being like, so we are shifting the conversation. It's always been this conversation about like, does cannabis have any therapeutic use, or is it really just exists as a criminal element? And I think that what it really comes down to is that there is a medical use. There's a medical potential for abuse for pretty much everything. You can overdose on vitamins. Like gummy vitamins do have a potential to overdose on. Overdose meaning that you're taking too much of it. I just think that the conversation it's good that it's shifting, but I think that with further nerdification and implementation of heavy data and like real relevant data, we can see a major shift occur that allows us to discuss it with a little bit more seriousness and a little bit more directness, rather than trying to prove that it itself deserves the ability to be around, or prove that it has some sort of application and things like that. It actually allows us to just treat it as a substance and see, it's because it's like the things that I'm advocating for, mainly on myself, are things that are very difficult to treat. Like I would even say, like, I think we should try cannabis for obesity. Like Weight Watchers, the show, like why not Weed Watchers, where it's just like you get like, I don't know, like 10 obese people, and then you just do a thing where everybody smokes weed, and like you start them on walking, you start them on biking, especially like you get people who have like a weight issue, like you get people who are like, I don't know, like 180, 240, something like that, and you give them an e-bike, and all of a sudden they can bike everywhere, and if they're in a hilly area, they can just use the electronic part to go up that. And so it's like, it's an easy way to be introduced into exercise. And like if you're just smoking a little bit light amount of weed, I mean, studies have shown that people who exercise more are more likely to smoke weed. You know, so it's like that's what we've shown on the show too. So I think it's an interesting maybe. I'm not saying that it would work. I'm saying it's an interesting maybe. I guess my point is that I don't think we've tried everything, and I think there's more to try. And this seems like a wonderful thing to try. It comes from the world. It's natural, and we haven't lost anybody because of it so far. Meanwhile, if you want to discuss tobacco and say, that's an interesting question. What is Xanax extracted from? So what is Xanax extracted from? Lorazepam. Is there a wiki? Pharmacology, chemistry, synthesis starts from this. Discovery? Analog. So it seems like it's an analog, which might be why you can fucking die. Lorazepam. Synthesis. History. Where? Why don't you give me medical uses? It's anxiety, coincidations, relations, interactions, breastfeeding, overdose, dependence and withdrawal, pharmacology. Mechanism of action, pharmacokinetics, chemistry, recreational use, popular culture, availability, legal status. So that gave me nothing about discovery. Discovery. 1970s. Who created? Leo Sternbach. History of Xanax. Anti-anxiety. With the right. So psychiatric treatments is really 1960s thing. Holy shit! Fuck that. Anyways. Bruh. How? I have to look it up later. I have to look up it later and see how this shit's made. But, like, nobody's giving me a straight answer on that one. It looks like it's a synthesized substance, which means that it's not a plant extract. It was found in the 60s or 70s. Like, why is Xanax no longer available? Huh. They recalled a batch of it. Like, it's a fucking donut. Ugh. I don't know, guys. I'm depressing myself again. This is also natural. So, like, I have a thesis about journalists. I think that most people who work in news, information, or some sort of presentation are depressives and generally just insane and unwell. I don't care if it's DPD. I don't care if it's BPD or if it's like a schizo disorder or if it's fucking ADHD or antisocial. Like, there's just some sort of thing wrong with most people who work in writing, and I think it's due to the exposure to information. I think it's like looking into the abyss. When you're just thinking about shit all day, just like I think that it does just wear down on you. But I feel like as a writer, it was weird, but I do feel so like everybody's journey with art is their own experience. But for me, it was a very explorative thing. I started writing when I was 12, and I was always a suicidal kid. I stopped being suicidal in my like early 20s. I would say it was like 21, 22. I was during an acid trip that I could explain later on the show. But point is, my entire journey was through writing. And in the beginning, it was a complete rejection of the world around me. And the reason why it was a complete rejection of the world around me is I didn't feel that there was any sort of poetry to it. I didn't feel that there was any sort of reason or connection. It's like if having somebody who doesn't have close family ties and being somebody who was raised outside of the church, who has no sort of cultural foundation, like I don't think it really means anything to be an American. Not in the same way that it means something to be Italian or Japanese or Indian. You know, it's like when you're part of these cultures, there's like a diet that's associated with each of those three things. There's religions that's associated with each of those three things. There's history and there's architecture and there's all these things. But meanwhile in America, it's just like, well, I have generations of, you know, fucking American and Union soldiers, you know, so it's like we were the settler blood, yay, woo. But nobody really comes together. We don't really make any meals. We don't really share culture. We don't really give a fuck. So what I explored with writing was that I never really wrote anything that had to revolve around the smartphone or the car. I've always been very interested in urban stories that have to do with human interaction. Dialogue has always been my crutch. It's always very based in conversation. And I've had to learn how to write plot as I grow older, and like I'd say that's like the thing that I need to develop the most. Meanwhile, internal monologue and dialogue, I would say, are my foundation as a writer. And the reason why I'd highlight that is that, as I was talking about with Josh earlier today, is that he was bringing up that people teleport, you know, because they drive from suburb to suburb, from grocery store to school to etc. And yeah, that's true. You know, people do teleport. They get out of the door, into the door, to where they need to be. That's how people navigate the modern world. And doing so prevents them from having to interact with people around them, prevents them from having to talk to people, prevents them from having to take the world as it is. You know, because it's like when you're always driving to every single place, you get to choose and what's the word? Oh, I forgot to put on my bling too. Whoops. But you get to choose your environment. You get to choose the battles that you want to take. You can really I'm trying to think of the word. Curate. You can curate your experience. You can curate your life. You can curate what you have to deal with. And doing so allows you a level of choice that's not true if you're walking. Because if you're walking through an urban environment, you have to take everybody who's around you. You have no power over who you're going to run into and who you're going to interact with that day. So what I've noticed is that anybody who has taken public transit, anybody who is an urbanite, anybody who's lived their life this way, are very nice. Kindness is the most effective strategy in surviving in urban environments, because if you're kind to people, they generally leave you alone, and nobody really wants to attack somebody who's polite to them and recognizes them as a person. The whole hood angel thing, you know, you pretty much leave them alone. People understand that. But I'd say like that, these as a writer, my stories I feel like I'm trying to bring us back to these sorts of truths and this sort of view of life, where it's not like the internal monologue isn't supposed to be the only thing. It's not supposed to be American Psycho, where it's just like, did he even kill anybody, or was it all in his head? Whoa. You know, it's like that kind of mindfuck is like interesting, but it's so, I would say, passe in the modern era. Meanwhile, like stories of like true character, people coming together, people giving a fuck. You know, it's like, it's funny because as a child, I guess I didn't even understand this either, but it was what I was ultimately working towards. Is that like, so something about Camus that you study is that they'll always talk about how he liked this certain working class French dialect. And he was very into it, very obsessive with it. And I didn't really get it because I didn't really get what a dialect was when I was like 13, you know? I didn't really, everybody's a dumb kid. But now it's like, yeah, it's like, you know, there's a character in it, there's themes in it, there's emotion in it. Like the breadth of a people, the vocabulary of a people, the expression of a people is very, very important. You can't really just have a French spirit, which includes Algeria. You need the French Algerian working class in that specific region. Also the people of Bordeaux. I think it was I don't remember, but it was French Algeria that was very important to him as the place he grew up. And I'll say, for me, I don't really have like a particular sort of, I mean, I love Detroit, so I'm happy to cover here. But like when I write about New York, it's not an accent. It's not a character. It's not like I really care about the spirit of New Yorkers. When I write about New York, I write about people who fucking move there. I write about people who are alien transplants because that is the soul of that's the soul of what we got going on, dude. You know. So then it's like, I guess that's why I use trauma as a theme, kind of. Because first off, I've had a very traumatic life, so I think that there is sort of, to me, when I was making music, I wanted to make bipolar music because I wanted, like, I don't like emotions that make sense. I don't like emotions that have a beautiful pacing. I like emotions that are raw, unfiltered, and too much because that's what I experience. So I want to experience that in my art, and that's why I made crazy art. It's because it's trying to capture that sort of feeling. And so when I write about trauma and things like that, it's because it's like, coming from my background, there's things that I would like to discuss casually, where it's like, instead of people crying and saying like, I'm so sorry that happened to you, or I'm so sorry about like your life, it's like I want people to just be able to have a sober conversation about it. And that's where it's like, I think it's important to write about really challenging and difficult things because it's representation. But also I think that there is this weird thing where it's like, if you have a traumatized group of people who share a trauma, it's almost like a little microculture, which allows you to have that sort of understanding of a culture because those people have formed a microculture. They are consistent in the group that they are themselves. So like if you have an American setting, or if you have like a modern as in 2021, not modern as in 1800s, but if you have a modern setting, you're very prone to have that sort of thing go on where there's just no sort of context. So then if you write about a trauma, like all of a sudden everybody who lived through 9/11 New York is family, you know? That's why these things are so attractive, is because then they make heroes and they make context and they make like a commonality between people. Yeah, so I just thought I just thought I'd highlight that. We're going back to Minecraft. I don't know, man. That is heavy shit to talk about, so we're going to have a little bit of levity. Christ. Thinky too much, huh? Yeah. But, I think things do mostly work out, and I think things are mostly fine. And Chris detected my Minecraft. I don't know. But I think things will be mostly fine. It is just, I think that is the solution ultimately to like kind of the American question, or like the American crisis, is that you have you have people who have the context of have the context of something in common. This is also where it's like I really like this is why I like phrases like urbanite or like multi-ethnic libertarianism or things like that. It's about these communities that share something in common more than it's about communities which have sort of, what would be the word, orthodoxy. You know, it's not about belonging to it. It's about sharing attributes, which then in itself become a sort of culture or context. So yeah, this is my server that I've got going on now. This is our little map station. As you can see, this is the smallest map. This is the second smallest map. It's the third smallest map. It's the fourth, and that's the fifth. So we've been figuring out this world. What's going on with it is that, so I do this like tree farm building method, which I think is a little silly but also funny, because if you just plant trees and allow them to just grow up, then you get these sorts of structures where, as you can see here, clusterfuck, right? Total clusterfuck. But if you look from a different angle, it's starting to make sense, you know? It just grows up, and then you just kind of refine it. Also getting basements in here for the protective element, because then you can just get down here Just run over and then get the fuck out of town. Got the farm going on. So we're slowly urbanizing good enough. That's the name of the town. Here I'm gonna just have this railway go out and over to the other place that hits the water. So. Well, it's not nighttime yet, but my plan is to just fill out the map, because that's the chore that I have to work on. So let's just get this boy. Get this boy. Cool. So now we got that one and that one. Cool. What a crazy week. I don't really know what else I'd want to do or discuss. Friday we'll try to get some stuff that's more together, but also finding that researcher is really cool. I think that we should. I feel like researchers should be the new rapper. You know, where it's like rappers are the new rock star. I think researchers should be the new rapper, because they do some really cool stuff, and I am a big fan. Assuming that's our dog. Assuming that's the little one just barking outside. Yep. He's probably really mad. It's probably somebody who just doesn't seem like the best guy. How loud is this? It feels like... Oh. Yeah, I play at 28. But I also part of the reason why I think it's really important to talk about hyper disturbing things or really disturbing things in art is that so when you're looking at that sort of stuff, what is the point of art? You know, is the point of art to feel good? Is the point of art to be happy with the stuff that you're already happy with? Or is the point of art to challenge the viewer, to challenge yourself to accept things that you might not necessarily have thought that you could have stomached? You know, where it's like, what would we really benefit from? Would we really benefit from understanding something that we already think is beautiful, or would we really benefit from understanding something that we can't comprehend at all? That's what I think sort of is the question of art. Yeah, at least that's my question. And that's what I try to address with my work, is that I think that that's what we could do the most work with. And, I think we could do the most effective work with that sort of policy. Not policy, but that sort of philosophy. Because I guess it does come at least a little bit from Christian heritage, but it's like all men are redeemable, and you want to see everybody win. You want to see everybody be fine. So, you know, like there comes in the question of how can you redeem all men? And I guess that's also the Dostoevskian question, so I guess that's also just me revealing my heritage as a very orthodox Dostoevskian thinker. But yeah, I think it is much more challenging and therefore much more good to represent people who are challenging and people who are hideous. One of the things that's always, yeah. Because I don't know, like there's also this thing where it's like, I think that there's this very immature philosophy which believes in good and evil. Because the belief in good and evil, I think there's the sad belief in good and evil, and then there's the, I think, more common sort of self-serving belief in good and evil. Where there's the sad belief which believes that it itself is evil. In any regard that I see that, I think is sad. So, you know, there's that kind of belief, but then there's also the belief in good and evil that posits that the self is good, which I think is very, you know, like, oh wow, good exists, and it just so happens that the good is defined by the very characteristics which you embody. Crazy. Fucking crazy. So I'm much more interested in removing the duality. Well, I believe in the duality, but the duality is not separated. Yin Yang is one circle. So the idea that there the idea that there are good and evil people does not seem to jive with me. That one I don't believe in. But the idea that all men have good and evil, all women have good and evil within them, okay, now we're talking. You know, now I can get behind that. I can believe that. Whereas, you know, believing that there are good and evil people, much harder. I think that it's easier to do evil in most situations. It's not advantageous, because ultimately I think that pro-social behavior, to put it in pragmatic terms, I think that pro-social behavior is advantageous to humans. So I think at the very least it is advantageous to do good, because then the group will invest in you and keep you alive, which ultimately it's much easier to live in a society rather than outside of one. So that's where, yeah. That's where I think that being good is good and advantageous to the individual, but I think that the idea of a good individual is sort of a silly one, because, you know, everybody can be lazy, everybody can make mistakes, everybody can have moments of weakness. It does not, one failure does not define somebody for the rest of eternity. Ew. They are very annoying sounding. Shut the fuck up. You guys don't have any... I'm stealing your food. Fuck you. Give me this shit. How do I make this? Yeah, I need that. Give me. Okay. I will kill you. They don't have any crafting benches? You fucking savages. You fucking savages. I'm gonna put this in the middle of your town so that you know that you need it. I'm leaving it here. Now where was I? Oh, I'm almost fucking home. Wait, no, that's the wrong map. I think if I go this way. I should probably figure out better settings for recording, because it seems like my computer don't like this. And my computer's pretty decent, so... It's just fucking Minecraft. I could turn down the blocks I'm rendering or something. But... Oh, the ice cream truck's here. Yay. Also, the hot water heater is broken, so... Isn't that good news? And it is weird too, because it's like the idea of representing evil. And the point of it is not the acceptance of evil, but the admission of evil. Because to admit evil is not to accept it in any way, shape, or form. To admit evil is to admit that the self is flawed, is to admit that the self has, you know, potential areas of being improved or refined. So that's where I would... Like, that's where it's like, I just don't... Absolute good, I do not think is a useful or maybe even a valid concept. Meanwhile, the flaws of the individual are an inescapable reality. So... That's the point of the theme. The point of the theme isn't that it's like, well, we can't even be good, so just do whatever. That is not what I said ever, and if you try to say that that is my philosophy, I will disown you. When I have to do this, sometimes I just put a marble on the keyboard, you know, like Oblivion fucking style, where you just crouch and walk into the fucking wall. I just do that with a fucking boat to map out shit. Is my marble around? Because I can just, yeah, it's right here. I keep it on my desk for this very reason. So let's see. It looks like we're about to hit the boundary this way. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna try to just shoot up past this island. It looks like it will be good to just marble it. That's the marble strategy. And then if you really need to, you can just kind of steer a little bit. But yeah, this literally feels like Bethesda era cheese. Oh, it's about to be sunset. Oh no. Oh no. Don't you love being a pro gamer? I think that doesn't go too far inland. But do it. But do it be shitting though. I spent too much time online. That one is proof that I spent too much time online. Okay. This is like the only game I play because it's like you can trick yourself into thinking that you've done something productive. And you're like, yeah, I've been designing a city. Oh, it's a little urban model. Where the fuck are we? Okay. What? Oh, I hate the witches, bro. Witches are OP. Just like IRL. Witches are OP. What the fuck? Just like IRL. I know. I know. Do you believe me if I said I'm a poet? Okay, so who's gonna attack me first? Where even on the map am I? I'm almost to the northern part, so I think we're just gonna try to get to that natural end. I could have put music on, but honestly, I'm just a little... I'm putting it on the wall instead of on, you know, you gotta imagine it. And now music is aesthetic, it's a physical object, and you just simply have to imagine it or spend your own money. Yeah. And please support the artists, though, like, honestly. Like, there's a reason I'm putting these people on the wall, and it's because I think that they're fucking amazing and they deserve to be musicians. So, like, if you have any ability to responsibly support their work, please do that. Please do that. I have no affiliation other than just thinking they're the shit, so. Ow. Ow! Whoop, 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 whoop. Now we need serpentines. There's another skeleton. We're probably just gonna have to dip. We're getting something though. So let's just. Oh. So swinging a whiff. Oh, fuck that guy. God damn it. that corner? Okay. I think we're just gonna have to go to the top. Okay. Oh god, fucking damn it. Okay, you could just fuck off. I'm gonna just outrun you. So, have fun with that whole being dumb. Now this is just literally a Minecraft stream. I'm not even using this as like something to do while I'm thinking. I'm just literally playing fucking Minecraft. Why do people play like Factorio on stream? I don't understand that. Because that game is like not even a video game. It is literally just a simulation of running fucking, having a job. Okay. There we go. Fuck you. Fuck you. I don't need to deal with this. Fuck you. Holy shit. Okay. Okay, so that's definitely filled in. Okay. And now we just work our way through this fucking death trap. I know my mouth's open. I'm focusing. It helps my power level. Okay, get the fuck out of town. 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 Okay. Fuck you, buddy. Alright, I'm back on the main con, man. If I'm looking at the other map and understanding that, right? Ooh. I'm gonna start sweating. Jesus. Okay. 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 Final break for it. Alright. Do I have any hostiles around? Alright, there's the spider over there. Damn, guys. Whew, this is getting that sweaty fucking ender. Can we get back to town? There's a skeleton over there. Fuck that. No. Whew. Okay. Can't even risk it. Fuck you. Fuck you. No. 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 Okay, I see light. Please be my light. Okay. Spider. Skeletons. Those are my lights. Okay, cool. We are close as fuck to town. I just gotta keep fucking kiting. I just gotta keep fucking kiting. I just gotta keep fucking kiting. Just focus. There's town. Okay. God bless. God bless. One fucking heart. Okay. Okay. Woo! Yeah, buddy. Yeah, fucking buddy. Oh, okay. Whew. Oh. Oh, I could have just done that and restored my health, but that was... Wow. Okay, what map are we even working on these two maps? So, what do we get done on that? That's like a complete... Is that... Yeah, it looks about like it got all the edges, right? There's nothing... Are you fucking kidding me? Buddy. That's... So, but like, okay. So that... Oh my god. Okay. No, I'm not OCD. What are you talking about? Yeah, so, but we just need to fill in that main area. How's this doing? You fucking with me? No, you're not fucking with me. Yep. So I definitely need to do more work on these. But look at that. You almost got the whole area. So that's like the, if you guys are wondering what's going on with the little game world. You're getting more and more context of the region that we're in. So as you can see in this picture, we've got the farm over there. We got this little village. Yeah, I made it back. Fuck that. Okay. So yeah, that's what you do with this strat. You just wait for the trees to go, and then you take out the dirt, and you just replace them with a tree. Because those are trees that grew. Excuse me. But you're left with this sort of clusterfuck for a while until the buildings are done growing. But once they are, you've saved a fuck ton of time deforesting and collecting material. So farming in this game, actually, low-key, never really did it as a teenager, but it is pretty OP. It's fun, dude. I came of age. I got this when I was 12. I've had this most of my life. Most of my life I've been playing Minecraft. Yeah, so... But that's the farm that we got going on. It looks a little prison-y, so I'm gonna, fill it in with wood. I don't really like the prison shit, actually. But I'm gonna do a light tower, also in cobblestone on that thing, or maybe I'll do it there. That kind of makes more sense. And like have that as like a little landing area or something. Yep. And we're slowly. You've seen that road that I came in on, but we're slowly building a road out this way too. So that's what the infrastructure projects and the general gist of things in good enough. We haven't got any signs yet, but it's GEUDANUF. It's funny that we just filled in that. Yep. Cool. Anyways, we're done with the Minecraft, so let's just put that away. Let's just disconnect and close out of that. And yeah, so what a day. Thanks for hanging out and checking out Highlight with me, Carlisle Fletcher. I love having you. I love hanging out. Wasn't it a great day? We talked about some deep shit. We learned some things. And I'm gonna let's see. No, I'm not logged in on LinkedIn. But if I was, I would have just gamified that and just showed you me sending him a friend request. Obviously no show tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. But I'll be taking that day to either get an interview or get something together. I'm going to keep working on the Minecraft world because I feel we're invested in this project together. Also, yeah, if you're an artist, please talk to me. If you have any questions about cannabis or psychedelics, please leave them below. Otherwise, if you enjoy the show, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out. This is Highlit. We are Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. 1 hour every day, 3 times a week, 3 hours a week. And also check out Highlight Clips, where we post funny shit and highlights from the show, which we're going to work on. This is a lot of editing and a lot of work, as you might imagine. So that's just why things are slow. But otherwise, everything's been going good. GoPro still don't work. I'm going to assume, so this is the thing I'm going to assume, is that every model before the GoPro 9 needed a capture card. I'm going to assume that they just don't have... If the GoPro 9, they say, does not need a capture card and just hooks up as a webcam. I'm assuming that software is jank. And I'm assuming that they're just really bad at connecting directly with computers, and if I bought a capture card, it would probably be fine, but they just have no idea how to design software or hardware that works for more than one part at once. So that's what I'm going to assume. So maybe we'll buy a capture card. Otherwise, that's still just up in the air. This one's working out. I like it. If we get the other one, then we'll have 2 cameras for the show. Wow. Moving on up in the world. Otherwise, please enjoy the rest of your day. Have a lovely Thursday. And yeah, we love all of you. We love all of you. God bless. And good luck with July. That I'm waiting out the hour actually because I'm a piece of shit. That was not meant to be foreboding. Good luck with July. I hope it greets you well. I hope the whole of everything greets you well. Stay cool.